And shortly thereafter, Fallon will be gone. These are people with absolutely no talent who are paid millions of dollars for, in all cases, destroying what used to be great television. It's really good to see them go, and I hope I played a major part in it. Oh, you delicate, chubby little teacup. Did we hurt your feelings? You want us to be canceled because we make jokes about you? I thought you were against cancel culture. I thought that was like their whole thing. When did you become so woke?
Is sharper than a joke that falls flat at midnight. Jimmy Kimmel's program gets canceled, yet instead of stepping back, he points directly at the man whose wild politics have powered endless comedy for years. Donald Trump. The very shutdown meant to quiet Kimmel turns into his loudspeaker. And each jab he delivers lands with the weight of a prizefighter's strike. If Trump believed he could escape late-night attention, Kimmel just showed that the burn doesn't need a studio stage. All it really needs is someone to focus on.
I don't necessarily feel like I'm defending democracy, but I do feel like I'm giving this guy a little poke, and he deserves it, and I enjoy it, and I love that people enjoy it too.
Kimmel doesn't sit quietly. He fires back. The report of his show ending could have been a signal for a soft farewell, a respectful thank you, and a statement filled with polite words. But instead, Kimmel turned it into open fire on the one man who cannot handle mockery. The end of the show became his stage prop, and Trump turned into the fool juggling the fallout. In some ways, it feels poetic. Kimmel loses screen time. Yet Trump loses his pride before the whole world.
Possible, you can't turn him off. He won't power down. He's like Ultron. He just keeps going. Every day, it's something crazier than the next. I made a list. This is all in the last 2 months. I made you a quick list. I will run through it. He paved over the Rose Garden. He's building a golden ballroom at the White House. He's planning a UFC fight at the White House. He cut off Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. He named himself host of the Kennedy Center honors. He went to Alaska to bend over for Putin. He sent military tanks into Washington, D.C. He said the Smithsonian focuses too much on how bad slavery.
What makes this strike especially harsh is the timing. Trump, walking around as though every headline crowns him king, suddenly becomes the focus of Kimmel's sharpest act so far. No crowd, no notes, no glossy studio touch, just direct fire aimed at a president who thinks constant praise is his right. It's like the comedy version of yanking the floor out from under someone mid-celebration, leaving Trump stumbling like a reality show star who just found out the cameras never stopped rolling after the breakdown.
This morning, Trump warmed up for his date with the British press by yelling at a reporter from Australia who dared to ask about the billions of dollars he's been raking in since the election.
President Trump said a president in office should be engaged in so much business activity.
Well, I'm really not. My kids are running the business. I'm here. You know what the activity, where are you from?
I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, born and
Oh, the Australians, you're hurting Australia, right? In my opinion, you are hurting Australia.
Walks onto the irony behind Trump's public persona. This is a figure who built an empire on labels, stamping his name on towers, stakes, and failed schools only to end up as the headline act in every branding disaster politics has ever seen. Kimmel highlights that while his own program may be gone, the reputation remains untouched. Trump's legacy, however, is forever marked with endless lawsuits, 2 impeachments, and speeches that feel less like history and more like the world's longest collection of blue.
Against cancel culture. I thought that was like their whole thing. When did he become so woke? Unfortunately for Frosty the Snowflake, the only place we are going is to New York. Once again, we are packing up our Hailey Bieber smoothies and headed to Brooklyn for a week of shows at BAM, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, starting September 29th through October 3rd. And one of our guests that week, we have great guests lined up, will be my good friend Stephen Colbert. We have a lot to...
The roast doesn't end there. It cuts into Trump's obsession with numbers. Few things set him off faster than figures, especially when they don't favor him. Kimmel shows how a canceled program still managed to beat Trump's rallies online, exposing the fragile pride hiding under that oversized jacket. Picture the embarrassment. A host without a stage still grabs more attention than a sitting president trying to control a nation. It's like losing a shouting contest to a mime. Kimmel then tears apart Trump's self-made image as the champion of ordinary people. The clash is obvious. Here's a man draped in the American flag while sending his branded products to be made overseas. Kimmel drills into that double standard, painting Trump as a patriot for profit, loyal only to the bottom line. Even without a late-night desk, Kimmel sticks the joke. Trump loves America the way a landlord loves rent day. It's shallow, transactional, and usually overdue. Then comes the harsh reminder of Trump's endless hunger for approval. Kimmel frames it with precision. The most powerful figure in the nation still cries out like a reality star cut from The Bachelor. Whether it's bragging about rally sizes or retweeting praise from Faceless. Twitter bots named things like Patriot Eagle 1776. Trump's craving for applause never ends. Kimmel flips that need against him, showing how even inside the White House, Trump plays the part of a Vegas lounge act begging for one last encore. But the sharpest strike comes when Kimmel ties Trump's story to the wider world of show business. Politics under Trump hasn't looked like leadership. It's looked like a stage show, a spin-off reality series dragged out past its shelf life. Kimmel drives the point home. Where reality TV feeds on conflict, Trump feeds on division. Where contestants cling to screen time, Trump clings to resentment. And while every series ends eventually, Trump seems determined to stretch this one far beyond its expiration date long after the audience has...
There's a rumor making the rounds this weekend that Trump was dead because he hadn't been in front of a camera for a few days. That's how much he's in front of a camera. When we don't see him there, we assume he must be dead. And also he has mysterious bruising on his hand, which they tried to cover up with makeup. And this cover-up's even sloppier than the Epstein one. This is how can any...
The roast digs into Trump's shaky bond with his critics. Kimmel notes that Trump spends more hours fighting comedians than tackling real problems, acting as if late-night jokes were threats to national defense. That obsession becomes comedy by itself. Picture a president expected to handle economic policy but instead rage-watching YouTube monologues at 3 a.m. Kimmel doesn't need canned laughter to show the absurdity. Trump supplies it every time he explodes over punchlines. Kimmel also strikes hard by mocking Trump's hunger for revenge. The picture is sharp Trump as the fading athlete trying to replay touchdowns while everyone else has moved on to work, families, and working vocabularies. The cancellation becomes the perfect symbol. Kimmel suggests that while networks may cancel shows, history prepares a different kind of cancellation for Trump. It's not about airtime. It's about reputation. Kimmel paints Trump's future being remembered not with statues but with comedy skits. Court records and cringeworthy clips replayed until they turn into legend. It's the one cancellation no spin doctor can rewrite. From there, Kimmel shifts to credibility. He argues that losing a program is a career blow, but losing trust is a permanent scar. Trump's record is full of clashes vowing to drain the swamp while hiring lifelong insiders, preaching financial discipline while sending debt sky high. Kimmel roasts this mismatch with sharp precision, casting Trump as a magician still pulling scandals from his hat after the audience has already spotted the trick. One of the hardest blows comes when Kimmel compares his own cancellation to Trump's war on fake news. Kimmel quips that at least his show had real viewers, while Trump's base is padded with bots and loyal cheerleaders clapping on cue. The insult lands because it's believable. Trump's rallies are less about policy and more about showmanship, a traveling circus where admission is blind loyalty. Kimmel doesn't need a desk to spin that into the century's biggest joke. Even the imagery Kimmel uses stings. He paints Trump as a man always auditioning for approval yet always missing his lines. Every speech turns into a blooper reel on live TV. Every policy pitch comes out like a stand-up routine that bombs. It's a comedy of errors disguised as leadership. And Kimmel leaves no doubt Trump isn't only the punchline. He's the entire failed script.